tonight, stranded by the strike.
Unfortunately, we have not gotten anything even up to now, with no email, no update.
How much some Winnipeggers are paying for accommodations and return tickets after the short-lived WestJet strike left them without a clear path home. Also tonight, what the Winnipeg Sea Bears are saying about an alleged assault that sent their star player to the hospital. And later, what goes up must come down.
It's still not the kind of way you like to do science, though.
In this case, it's coming down on the lunar surface. What Manitoba researchers are hoping to learn from tomorrow's crash landing of an old SpaceX rocket.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Taylor Brock.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin with sad news tonight. Former CTV News chief anchor and senior editor Lloyd Robertson has died at the age of 92. Robertson anchored the CTV national newscast for 35 years before his retirement in 2011. CTV's Genevieve Boschman reports on his legendary career.
So that's the kind of day it's been on this Thursday.
Along with that nightly sign-off.
Hello.
Lloyd Robertson offered generations of viewers a connection to the world.
I'm Lloyd Robertson. We'll see how the world came to Canada.
His authoritative voice was a landmark of the Canadian broadcast landscape for over 6 decades.
I'm Lloyd Robertson, and I used to live here.
Robertson's early years in Stratford, Ontario shaped his lifelong love of news. He recounted he was bitten by the broadcasting bug when he was a boy. He was watching local radio hosts at CJCS describe the Perth Regiment marching home from the Second World War.
This is Lloyd Robertson.
In high school, he got a job at CJCS. And it's also in high school that he met Nancy Barrett. She would become his wife in 1956 and mother of his 4 daughters. Robertson graduated, continued to spin records and read news until he knocked on CBC's door.
I was hired by the CDC. My voice got me through.
He moved to his first TV job in Winnipeg, going national a few months later on Christmas Day, 1956.
Who do you like, Charlotte?
Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley.
Robertson then worked in Ottawa before heading to Toronto.
We interrupt this program.
He said he fully understood his role in 1963 with the Kennedy assassination, marking the first big event where people tuned into TV rather than radio for breaking news.
I felt that I was now involved in something that really mattered to people. Television news.
Good evening. President Nixon's state visit to Ottawa.
Robertson worked his way to the CBC's flagship news show, The National. But eventually, he grew frustrated with his editorial role.
I was in the wrong union. I couldn't write. I couldn't edit. I could not participate in any way when I did a daily newscast.
Robertson is leaving the CBC after 22 years.
He signed on to CTV in 1976, co-anchoring with then-host Harvey Kirk.
Good evening. Lloyd Robertson joins us tonight for CTV News.
Bringing, says his longtime friend journalist Craig Oliver, instant credibility.
That's Lloyd's legacy. He took this news department and put it on the map.
The partnership lasted until 1984, when Kirk retired from the anchor desk and Robertson became senior news anchor.
To me, it was the equivalent of being knighted.
Throughout his career, Robertson often said he had the rare privilege of having a front row seat to history.
Here's our summary of Apollo 11's Space Odyssey.
Diana and Charles played their parts.
What is there left to say but thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody.
Tonight, face-to-face with...
When he retired from the anchor desk in 2011, it marked the end of an era, said then Prime Minister Stephen Harper.
You've been delivering the news since I was barely more than a boy. You've been doing it for so long and so authoritatively. You've almost become part of Canada's geography.
Welcome back to W5.
Robertson continued to work for CTV's W5 for a time and proved in 2018 that you can't take the news out of a news anchor.
And I was able to walk away from this. And it's a pretty bad accident, as accidents go, and of accidents I've covered over the years myself.
That's him reporting live on his own car accident.
Longtime anchor of CTV News, he has gained public trust for his integrity.
He received numerous recognitions, the Order of Canada, a Doctor of Laws from BC's Royal Roads University. A park was named after him.
I'm about to be yesterday's news.
He often said the greatest honor of his life was to chronicle the times, the events that marked Canada and the world for so long.
And that's the kind of day it's been. I'm Lloyd Robertson. For all of us here at CTV News, good night. It strikes me that if you find something you love to do,
hi guys,
and you are able to do it, that's about as good as it gets in life.
Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News.
Turning now to northern Manitoba, where search is underway tonight for a fisherman who's feared to have drowned. Mounties say 60-year-old James Redmond from Alberta was reported missing yesterday morning. Investigators have since found some of his gear along the Nelson River, approximately 200 meters upstream from the dam at the Kelsey Generating Station. RCMP drones and a private diving company were expected to join the search today. The Winnipeg Sea Bears say its top scorer won't be hitting the court for Thursday's playoff game after an assault in downtown Winnipeg. In a statement released today, the basketball team alleges Teddy Allen was the victim of an assault at the hands of security at a nightclub over the weekend. It says his injuries are significant, and while he's out of hospital, the club says he will need further diagnosis, follow-up care, and possibly surgery. CTV reached out to Winnipeg police, who tell us they're aware of the incident and are investigating. Allen is the leading scorer in the CEBL, recording 667 points in 24 games this season. A man accused of gunning down a soccer player in a brazen targeted shooting outside a Winnipeg soccer complex has been arrested more than 2 years later. Winnipeg police say now 24-year-old Trezor Horenbear was arrested in Langley, BC Thursday. He was turned over to local authorities yesterday. He's charged with first-degree murder in connection to the fatal shooting of 22-year-old Mohammed Youssef Abdullahi in the parking lot of a soccer complex in July of 2024. Horenbear was named the fourth most wanted fugitive in Canada last fall by the Be on the Lookout program, which put up several billboards seeking tips and offering a $100,000 reward. We reached out to the BOLO program to find out if the reward will be paid out. We're still awaiting a response. 2 other suspects were arrested in connection to the shooting last year. An official trailer has just been released for a film shot here in Manitoba, Violent Night 2.
But now I'm on the naughty list.
I forgot the meaning of Christmas. What does that even mean?
David Harbour is back playing Santa Claus. He'll need them to give the president of a knuckle sandwich to a ruthless crime lord overruling the town's mall. Violent Night 2 was shot in Winnipeg last year and also stars Kirsten Bell as Mrs. Claus. It hits theaters on December 4th. And here is our first look at tonight's weather. It's currently 14 degrees Celsius. Mostly cloudy actually right now, with winds out of the southwest at 15 kilometers an hour. Pressure is rising and humidity is at 76%. Tonight in Winnipeg, temperatures are expected to drop to a low of 12 degrees, with that sky to become mainly clear. Tomorrow morning will be mostly sunny and 15 degrees starts us off.
This is completely unacceptable. To leave this over the weekend.
A Winnipeg woman is speaking out after community parks were tagged with hateful graffiti, where families were warned to avoid next. Winnipeg police are investigating after a number of parks in the Waverly West area were tagged with hateful graffiti over the weekend. One of those hit was Eaglewood Park in the Prairie Point neighborhood. Waverly West City Councillor Janice Lukes tells CTV News the homophobic and gang-related tags were found in 3 parks and on some private property over the long weekend. Lukes says crews were expected to be out today to clean up the graffiti, but Neighborhood Association President Jasmine Brar says it should have been done sooner.
Personally, for myself, this is completely unacceptable to leave this over the weekend. I spoke to many parents and residents in the neighborhood, and they don't feel safe sending their kids to the park.
Brar says it's not the first time concerning graffiti has been found in the area. Manitoba's police watchdog has been called in after an officer shot a woman in the North End.
It all began around 2:30 a.m. Monday near the corner of College Avenue and Charles Street, just behind McCrae School. An officer in the area heard multiple gunshots. When they went to investigate, police say they were confronted by an 18-year-old woman and a 16-year-old boy. That's when the officer shot the woman, who was taken to hospital in unstable condition and later upgraded to stable. Police allegedly seized a firearm from the pair. The 16-year-old was arrested in connection to the earlier shooting. The Independent Investigation Unit is asking anyone with information or video footage to give them a call. Some WestJet passengers remain stranded around the world tonight. The airline is slowly resuming services after a strike over the weekend grounded hundreds of flights. But some passengers say they've been left with little information and in some cases have to find their own way home. CTV's Denton Unger has more on their long wait on the phone and even longer wait to get home.
WestJet planes are back in the air, but several passengers remain grounded.
We're all being stuck in limbo, basically.
Winnipegger Julia Henry is in Jamaica, where she and her husband were visiting family. The couple was set to fly home on Monday, but their plans changed as flight attendants hit the picket line this weekend. Though a tentative deal was reached Monday, WestJet says more than 900 flights were canceled as a result. Henry's among them.
Honestly, very frustrated. The communication is really awful from WestJet.
After trying for a day to contact WestJet, Henry was finally told the earliest flight home would be next week. She decided to fly home earlier with a different airline, but it cost nearly $3,000.
Which is completely insane, but there's not really much we could do about it in terms to get home.
Meanwhile, the Santos family was supposed to have a quick layover in Iceland on their way home to Winnipeg. Instead, they've been stuck there since Sunday.
It's been a hectic few days now, not just a couple, a few days. And with 4 kids, we're just trying to survive.
The WestJet was able to book them a flight home Wednesday. The extended stay in Iceland has cost them around $4,000.
Yeah, just hang on to those receipts and we should be reimbursed for that.
Hopefully.
Air passenger rights advocate Gabor Lucas says if WestJet passengers had their flights canceled, the airline should be the one to pay to get them home.
You are at liberty to buy yourself a ticket and then charge that ticket to WestJet, make them pay for it. If they don't pay it, then a judge will order them to pay it.
Denton Unger, CTV News, Winnipeg.
CTV News asked WestJet when it's getting these passengers back home and if it'll be recovering the cost incurred from cancellations. The airline sent a generic statement saying the airline is working to restore its network and encourages guests to continue checking the status of their flights before heading to the airport. Henry says that they'll be seeking a full refund from WestJet and says the next time she takes to the skies, she'll be using a different airline. The U.S. State Department has notified Congress it plans to close 5 foreign consulates, including the one here in Winnipeg. This is according to people who spoke to Reuters on condition of anonymity because the notice wasn't public. The consulate is located at 201 Portage Avenue at the corner of Portage and Main. Winnipeg is home to what's known as a presence post, which is less than a full-service consulate. It only has 2 staff and serves more as a conduit for discussions between the Manitoba government and its U.S. counterpart. When asked for comment, the U.S. State Department didn't confirm the closures, but said it was focused on ensuring the nation's diplomatic footprint was efficient and effective. According to Reuters, the other posts being closed are in Grenada, Japan, Indonesia, and Cameroon. A SpaceX rocket on a collision course with the moon has the attention of Manitoba astronomers and stargazers. The rocket, which launched in January 2025, is due for a direct impact early Wednesday morning. CTV's Joseph Bernacki explains.
3, 2, 1, ignition, and
this SpaceX rocket launched into outer space in January 2025.
A year and a half later, it's now on a collision course with the moon.
You usually wouldn't crash something big and expensive into the moon on purpose like that.
Thousands of people are expected to watch the collision set for early Wednesday morning through a high-powered telescopic lens, including Scott Young from the Manitoba Museum. Young says there is an opportunity to study the scientific impacts of the crash.
How the rocks fly out, how big the dust cloud is, all of the details of that explosion will actually tell us a lot about what the surface of the moon is like.
That impact, however, will shower pieces of debris into outer space. Scientists like Winnipeg's Ed Clutis say they're very concerned.
It's kind of a wild west up there. There's nobody looking after the space environment.
Clutis helps build satellites and says the more material orbiting the Earth, the greater the risk for future satellite and rocket launches.
What's called the Kessler syndrome, which means that you have a couple of collisions and that creates debris, and then that debris will hit other things in orbit, and you just create this growing mass of debris.
Astronomy enthusiast Kenton Dick says the collision is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, he'll be watching through his lens to see the impact with curiosity.
We are going to be disposing of it in the most spectacular fashion I can think of.
But on the other hand, the debris is making it harder to capture pictures of outer space.
The amount of work that it takes can be complicated by the fact that we have all of this stuff just constantly streaking through every which way.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
This is the week to kick up your feet and travel the world with Folklorama. This is just some of the fancy footwork you'll see over at the Pearl of the Orient Philippine Pavilion. Your morning Winnipeg and CTV News at 5 and 6 are now touring pavilions for the next 2 weeks. Earlier this evening, I was at the South Sudanese Pavilion, and I'll show you some of those sights and sounds later in the show. In the meantime, you can test your Folklorama knowledge by taking a quiz at ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. This tiger is aging well. We'll show you where you can meet Maisie from a distance. Plus, warm and partly cloudy. We'll show you when another thunderstorm rumbles through town. Still to come in your complete Skywatch forecast. Tonight's Skywatch photo is a shot that not many of us can get from Killarney Lake. Thank you to Kathy for sending this one in. I'm sure that many folks are out snapping photos of their own. You can send your summer shots to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca. Now, taking a look over the next few days, yes, we are expecting thunderstorms, not just here in Winnipeg, but across much of the province. I would say, though, folks in the Westman region are a bit lucky, actually. However, us here in Winnipeg and definitely in the north, a bit of a different story. We are seeing that this particular system is going to push into Manitoba in the afternoon, potentially bringing with it a thunderstorm, which includes parts of northern Manitoba, such as potentially the pond Flin Flon. Here in Winnipeg, we are expecting to see some showers, possibly even a thunderstorm in the afternoon. However, not quite as severe as further north. This system is going to push into, I guess, technically northwestern Ontario, bring with it that potential for a thunderstorm. Things, though, further north, I know for a second you might be thinking, oh, it's going to clear up. Well, we are expecting another system to come through, which is this yellow and orange storm system. I want to say monster, but that one's coming into Manitoba likely very late in the afternoon Thursday. That is when we could potentially also be seeing a more significant of a thunderstorm, particularly around places like Barons River and maybe even the Interlake. Here in Winnipeg, again, likely some heavier showers, though. Tonight in places including Thompson and Island Lake, we are expecting quite a few clouds, actually. Tomorrow, they are hanging around with that potential for the heavier showers that we saw just a moment ago with a high of 21 in Thompson. A clear night tonight in Flin Flon and the Pas. However, tomorrow, right along that border, we are seeing that chance of a thunderstorm. And tonight, clear in Brandon. However, tomorrow, there's a lower risk of a thunderstorm for folks, with it 24 degrees as the expected high. Now, here in Winnipeg, we are going to see our own sky clear up a little. However, tomorrow, as we saw just a moment ago, a chance of some rain, maybe even a thunderstorm late in the afternoon with a high of 25 degrees. We are seeing tonight in Kenora a cloudier sky with a low of 11 degrees. 23 degrees will be your high. While we see a mostly sunny sky, however, in Dryden, you're actually going to be playing peekaboo with the sun through quite some heavier cloud coverage. Taking a look over the next 7 days, we will be having some normal temperatures for our summer here in Winnipeg. Thursday, a high of 28 degrees. However, 24 on Friday as the high, as well as the same thing for Saturday and Sunday. International Tiger Day may be over, but the Toronto Zoo is still celebrating. Specialized care and cameras are used to monitor 19-year-old Maisie's movement. Visitors can now take a tour learning how the zoo's wildlife care team supports an aging big cat. This tall ship sailed into Halifax over the weekend. We'll take you on a tour of the German military vessel and explain why it's docking here next. A massive ship in the Halifax harbor turned heads this weekend. A German naval training ship stopped in the city as part of one of its longest voyages in decades. CTV's Kelm Smith explains.
Measuring over 81 meters long and having been a training opportunity for more than 18,000 cadets, the Gorchfock is a German icon. Its captain says stopping in Halifax is important to honor 75 years of Canadian-German relations.
But more than that, we also have a very strong Canadian-German defense cooperation.
This is one of the ship's longest voyages in decades, starting back in early April, featuring stops in France, Spain, Bermuda, and several American cities for Sail 250 activities and racing her 3 active so-called sister ships. While the original Gorchfock is now a museum ship, long lines formed to get a closer look at this one, launching nearly 70 years ago.
Unbelievable that we get so much attention here in Halifax. I mean, we are here just for us, for regular port visitors. No sailing event, no other tall ships. People come to us just to see and visit Gorchfock. That's a great honor for us.
Climbing aboard was a unique opportunity, especially for this German man who calls Canada home.
A piece of home, for sure. I thought I got to go on there. It's once in a lifetime, and how is the chance coming from BC and all of a sudden see the Gorchfock here? It's like, wow, incredible, but beautiful ship.
It's also taught cadets soft skills, says midshipman Eric Schultz.
How to get used to sleep deprivation, how to get used to pulling on ropes all the time. I mean, setting the sails, it's all manpower, so you can't just say, no, today I'm not feeling like it. You just have to do it.
The ship is relocating to HMC Dockyard for a crew swap and 2 weeks of training before departing for Iceland, then home.
Crossing the Atlantic, North Atlantic, during that time means quite something. We will expect high winds and high seas, of course, and therefore that's nautical-wise probably the most challenging part of this whole journey for us.
Callum Smith, CTV News, Halifax.
A young horse lover in southwest Ontario is rising through the ranks of the world of barrel racing.
Yeah, I want to see how far I can get and try to make a career out of it somehow and see where that goes.
13-year-old Hannah and her horse Ellie have spent the past 2 years running barrel races on the National Horse Association circuit. Recent results earned them a spot last month at the World Championship in Georgia, USA. She trains for several hours a day, 4 or 5 times a week, and as you heard, she hopes to go pro one day. Coming up, we're stamping our passport with Folklorama. We'll take you inside the South Sudanese pavilion and we'll break down tomorrow's forecast next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
A warm day tomorrow in Winnipeg. However, there is a chance of some showers in the late afternoon. Temperatures will reach a high in the early afternoon of 25 degrees. But as the day goes on, it'll get a little cooler. So as folks head home, there is a chance we could be seeing some heavy showers, maybe even a thunderstorm for your commute home tomorrow. As we mentioned earlier in the show here at CTV, we're spending the next 2 weeks trying to fit in as many Folklorama stops as humanly possible. Tonight, we'll leave you with some of the sights and sounds from the South Sudanese pavilion. And that's the kind of day it's been.